All right. So I was going to wait till the morning, but screw it. So here we are after Ad-Mania running wild night 2. And I'll be damned. There was there it was still Ad-Mania, okay. Uh Overall time length, shit, they didn't dick around as much as they did last night. I mean, we only had 6 matches, granted. I think it was done by 9:15 Central Standard Time. Probably less. It might have been 8:45 or 9:45 Eastern. It, you know, uh, again, they didn't learn from the last night with the lack of vignettes or other story advancing parts. But I'll give them credit where it's due. They gave us better matches. That said, I wish Oba had gone with Brock, had gone at least a minute or two longer. I mean, I get that it was supposed to be the dominating squash, which is what Brock had in his day in 2002, 2001 during the dark matches, if we're being honest. But we'll go with 2002. Another 2 exchanges back and forth would have been just fine. But damn, at least they did the right thing and they made sure that Oba went over. Brock probably, especially, made sure that Oba went over on this. And the thing we're all talking about in both MMA and wrestling traditions, he took off his gloves and his boots, respectively. And I'll be damned, I've never seen that man emote that much, that strongly in 20, 24, 25 years of my damn life. Uh, it's probably it might not be the end. I have a sense that they'll pull some shenanigans with, a good $2 or $3 million paycheck, and they'll rein him back in for a proper retirement match with Gunther, but it'd be more of a storyline retirement. If I'm being honest, the way Brock went out tonight, old school, traditional, you didn't see it coming, and I wouldn't mind if both for him, his sake and the impact on Oba's future career, if that was actually it, just out of the blue, random. The beast incarnate was squashed by, the next big thing was now squashed by the actual next big thing. It it's poetic justice. You can't really complain too much about that. We'll see what happens now, because it's a long way from now till it's 4 months from now till SummerSlam in Minneapolis and what they do. I mean, he could very well be back in 2 months. I personally hope not. It would make a whole lot of sense, but I'm enjoying. Sorry, I've got Discogs load in the background, and I may be out of work, but for some stupid R word reason, I'm still looking at things in my cart and making sure it's there. Like I have the ability, the side ability to be spending right now. Yet I foolishly still do. I can't help it. I'm a wrestling fanatic. I'm a former child prodigy when it comes to piano and trumpet and trombone, baritone. I, I'm a film head. It's what I do. So, sorry. So we'll see what happens with Brock. I am real happy that they made sure that Trick and his lemon pepper steppers kept on going. Did he really need the assist from Liliati? That remains to be seen, but you know what? It wasn't too obtuse for the celebrity involvement. It's been a lot worse in the past. I mean, it could have been completely stupid like Travis Scott last year, but it was done just enough that I could sit there and say, "Yeah, okay, fine. It's WrestleMania. We're going to have celebrity involvement. I could deal with this one." I would have been more pissed off if fucking Sami Zayn had won and, his fucking El Generico ass kept on going. And we get the heel turn at least coming more and more, demanding, "Oh, why am I not in Mania? Why don't I get a title shot?" Yeah, no, that's a bitch ass heel. And that's how it should be. See, that's a fucking heel. I don't care how much people chant for him. He's being a heel right now. Just deal with it. And I'm not even going to the other stuff and religion and crap like that because I'm not really a religious guy. I'm more of a spiritual guy. But I'll leave this free right now just to keep on going. The moving forward, the demon. Good to see him again. Uh, he gave Dominic quite a bit of offense, which for the long haul is a good thing. And granted, when it came time to squash him, he just squashed him. Let's be real. That said, it's the little things like, well, this is Finn Balor as the Demon. It's not regular Finn Balor versus Dominic, and Dominic got pretty good offense with and without a chair. So they didn't totally bury Dominic in this case, or Dirty Dom. We'll see what happens. And I loved when he's coming out and Dom's just like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." And you've got Michael Cole looking at him like, "Ah, you sure you got this taken care of, huh? Well, okay, kid. You go step up. Let's see what you do." So that little things like that, production things and interactions, even subtle ones, were much better tonight compared to yesterday. That said, well, it was still Ad-Mania running wild. We still had those 4 to 6 minute ads and cutouts. Uh, uh, you know, I'm starting to think that until they figure it out, or better yet, if you don't like it, don't tune in and don't buy a ticket or merch. If you're like me, you remember what it used to be. As I said in my last video, I know I swore I said I would do some of my vinyl records and other things I was watching or listening to, but time and errands caught up to me, and if you don't put the effort in as a class, they ain't gonna change shit. So, you know, it still bogged down my time and made me feel like I was getting robbed of my patience. Yeah, let alone my time on this earth, but it seems for the time being to be part of the evil, as it were. But enough of my pontificating. Let me get off my soapbox for a second. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, man, that was the best match that Jade Cargill had in WWE. And I'm not even mad at how they played it off with the double reverses from the headbutt into the riptide. That was probably the best that Jade's looked yet. Especially after she's been in a match with the top woman in the goddamn business. Uh, Again, no offense to anybody in AEW or JCW or MLW, but Rhea Ripley is pretty much at the top right now. You could argue Charlotte, of course. Of course, you could argue Charlotte. But nah, Rhea's at the top of the mountain right now. And Jade looked real good tonight. And even then, they still gave her an out. Io Sky ran out. So there you go. Rematch. Other stuff down the line. She didn't get buried. Good on WWE, not looking stupid like AEW sometimes does with that shit. Moving on. Danhausen's moment. you know, this was a lot of fun. As goofy as it was, the minute he debuted, and I looked and I went, "Oh, that was bad." And my two best friends text me and they said, "Oh my god, this is Danhausen? I don't think I agree with this." And what the hell are they thinking right now? This makes no sense. Why would you bring this idiot in? And I'm saying, patience, patience. He's going to get over quicker than you expect. Because you know what? Even if they tone down the gimmick and his finish, he puts the human teeth in the mouth and he buzzsaw kicks him like he's Tajiri right to the face and the teeth go flying. And they've already PG'd it. But even if they do, we are so battered and jaded as marks. Maybe not all of us, but let's say of the smart fans, 99%, and of the casual fans, 75% know that it's a work. We are so tired of the over-the-top seriousness, everything being down to earth. We're living in fucking hell. We got diddlers in fucking power telling us that we have to go to jail because we didn't pay our taxes or we didn't buy something and so we need to be in debt now. Whereas 90% of the, let me phrase that. 50% of Europe is actually trying to do something about what we sit on our asses and go, oh yeah, let's vote for them more and let's just keep paying for this and that because there are overlords. You look at that tying into our wrestling to have a gimmick that fits the even the late 70s, but that late 88 to 95 cartoon period. It's okay, it's not serious like The Undertaker is. And we all know how much we love Mark, and that went way over the top. But we love it anyways because he's such a fucking badass. You look at Danhausen, and I'm going, no, it's just cartoonish and Three Stooges / Marx Brothers enough that you'll just laugh and go with it. Because you need to laugh. You need that respite from this existence, from this absolute hell on earth. So to get this over-the-top character with the whole darkness and Svengoolie, Elvira, Saturday night cable horror movie host, it's going to be perfect because we all miss it. The kids will like it. And it'll work out in the long haul. And within 24 hours, the whole goddamn thing was over. I mean, he was number one in the merch stands. So, I'm looking at yet another moment. I hope he gets more matches. But while they're playing this up and working it, as I figured they would to death once it got over, that was another good, that was another good vignette. Him and John Cena, him making John break as he hit under the ring after the damn little pyro explosion had gone off and he hadn't vanished yet. Cool. Cool. Stupid, but listen, again, we're still growing up and watching Svengoolie. We've got the last drive in with Joe Bob Briggs and Diana Price. Marcy, the Darcy, the male girl. Oops. Sorry for the corn name references, but I mean Diana Price is her real name. Oof. Shit, you can almost tell it's 1 o'clock my time. You know, and then we get to the last match. Okay. So I don't agree with Roman going over. Unless he's serious about showing up tomorrow, once or twice next week, the week after, defending it, Backlash with a new opponent. It might be Punk, who knows? That could be a really stupid fucking move. Because at least Punk is there. Now, I understand that his wife has taken a break and it's probably not going to be back till SummerSlam. And at his age, I mean, I can't say he didn't earn it. He's been there all the damn time since Royal Rumble. You know, again, it's one of those, it is what it is. I appreciated how they kept it a clean finish. That Punk being a bit older, the end caught up to him when he had Roman dead to rights off the GTS. All he had to do was drop him for another one off the ropes. Of course, it was kind of a BS setting, but that's all he had to do, and it was done. And then he drops him, and then Roman spears him a little bit, then immediately gets right up and runs back and forth and spears him again, which is kind of the bullshit aspect, but it's wrestling. You know, again, fuck it. We put up with it. It's not like he pulled a. It's not like he pulled a Will Ospreay and took the fucking paradigm shift DDT right on his head with after his neck fusion, and then immediately gave him the fucking blade elbow to the face, and then collapsed. When in reality, he should have taken the fucking DDT, fell down, and sold it. I don't care what some retarded fucking Japanese wrestlers taught him 10 years ago. He should have just taken the fucking hit. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the R word this time around. I don't give a fuck. You know, if you take 2 pile drivers, your ass ain't kicking out. I just watched MJF put fucking Kenny through a table with a flying tombstone off the apron, and then throw him back in and give him another pile driver because Kenny was apparently going to kick out. What? No, double or triple pile drivers, your ass getting carted off. And we shouldn't see you for, it would have been 2 months back in the day, or a month. We shouldn't see you for 2 weeks. So, sorry for the diatribe all of a sudden. That's just one of those things that I get the whole Japanese versus American art of no selling. It is what it is because, people didn't teach them correctly. And people still aren't learning correctly and how to actually sell a big impact move. They got to fall down and still get a punch in while they're falling down. No, you get the adrenaline hulking up after because you got to kick out of the near fall, then get up and keep working. That may actually make a little more sense in the end, even if that was bullshit too. But it's just a smidge a little more sensible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think Punk should have won, but I can't sit here and say he didn't earn a break. I doubt that Roman's going to be on that much. But, you know, if, like I said, he's on pretty much every Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday from now till Backlash. Yeah, and it's good. Okay, I'll rescind my judgment a little bit. But like I said, he's got to be there all the time. It's got to be good. So that's. I'm gonna leave it at that because it's now 1 a.m. my time. And how long have I been drunk? Jesus Christ, 21 fucking minutes. Damn. That at least Ad-Mania Night 2 Running Wild wasn't as fucking long and disappointing as it was last night. They made up for the match length tonight by giving us a 45-minute fucking main event, which puts it right in AEW territory. Granted, AEW would have done 300 moves versus 100, and would be sitting there exhausted in a different way, probably wanting it to end. And I say that, and I like AEW. Go figure. I just wish they would trim some of the fat and add some believability to what they're doing. That's it. But that's my biggest complaint about the number 2 promotion right now. And honestly, what I've seen the last couple weeks, if TK would actually hire a real booker who knew how to write angles and storylines for the long term, he could actually challenge this. He could actually challenge the King. He could challenge WWE, but he just doesn't give two shits or isn't worried about the money, and is spoiled rotten and has to have everything his way instead of the big picture. Yeah, I'm sorry I said that because I love competition. I can remember when we dropped down to pretty much one, not counting TNA and New Japan, Old Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah. Oh, and then there was freaking what was that knockoff piece of shit West Coast thing? Extreme Pro Wrestling or whatever that piece of shit side project ripping off ECW was. Yeah, whatever. They weren't worth anyone's time really, except for New Jack trying to kill that one dude throwing him off the off the scaffold after he fucking tased his ass. It's crazy times, right? We've those of you out there who are listening to me this far out, we've seen some fucking shit. And this ain't nothing today. But it's a different era. So I'm going to call this out. I'm going to say that night 2, way better, even though it was Ad-Mania night 2. Just leagues above night 1. I still say we need backstage vignettes. We need video packages. People interacting at some point, and then just, even if their interference is just staying on the stage pointing and getting attention to cause the distraction. But that furthers the storyline the very next night or the week after. We need more of that. And a couple of dark matches. Still, Need more of that. Not another Raw and SmackDown with no sustenance. With no substance. No reason to draw me in. So, again, I said I was done. I added another 3 minutes. Yeah. I'm going to wrap it here. Good night, everyone. I hope they get some. I hope they get their shit together after this. To hit the reset button and start doing things the good old right way they used to. Granted, I'm not going to hold my breath because we're dealing with a whole bunch of venture capitalists running the product now, and they don't give two fucks unless you spend on the product. So, like I said before, if you're like me and you want shit to change, we all gotta stop watching, buying merch, buying tickets. And if we don't, then we're just gonna get more of the same. Even if they fire Triple H, it's still gonna be more of the same, guys. And it's just a product of reality at this stage. So I know I'm not as fired up as I was in the last video, but I think I've made some really valid points. So have a good night. I'm not going to say like I used to see in hell because we're already in hell one way or another, right? You know it. I know it. No point in lying about it. Just try to do good by yourself and do right by everyone else. It'll make life a lot easier. See you next time.